Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Rank, where I climb the online VGC 18 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. We're just continuing things. Of course, we're a couple of episodes into the brand new season and into the new format. It has been an absolute blast so far, so I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I have, and I'm just going to continue using this team for probably another couple of days or so. I think most likely, my goal for Road to Rank this year will be to switch up teams every maybe week and a half or so. So, play around like 7 to 10 episodes with the team and then switch to something new. And of course, as you've seen, I have been trying to do this on a daily basis. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying that. The support's been awesome. And as always, if you guys enjoy Road to Rank, please share support by leaving a like in the video. I'd really appreciate it. Yeah, just in general, thank you guys. You guys have just shown an incredible amount of support for the last couple of episodes. So, we've got another Sand Mirror match today. We faced against one a couple of episodes back, but Salamence, Excadrill, T-Tar, Zapdos, Hitmontop, and Milotic. So, we only do have 3 of the 6 same Pokemon, despite it being a Sand Mirror match. And this is going to be tricky. I normally like to lead Salamence just because I threaten with the Intimidate and the Tailwind, but the Milotic on my opponent's end is a real major concern. This might actually be a game where I lead with the Aegislash. I'm kind of tempted to. Just because Aegislash puts on offensive pressure against most of my opponent's team. Like if Excadrill and Tyranitar want to hit it, it has to use a physical move that would decrease, like if it goes into King's Shield, its attack would be reduced. And Aegislash is a pretty good matchup against Salamence as well. I'm thinking Aegislash Rotom, which is very different from what I've typically led with. In the back, I want Excadrill in case my opponent sets up the sand, I think. And maybe still Salamence as my last one for Intimidate, in case my opponent just goes Tyranitar, Excadrill. Actually, maybe not. I'm going to go with Tyranitar. I don't know how I feel about that one, but the thing about Salamence, it really doesn't do anything in this matchup other than maybe set up Tailwind, because everything resists it more or less. Against the Milotic, I'd just be giving it the Defiant boost, which isn't good, or the competitive boost, excuse me. Against Hitmontop, I get to Intimidate it and I hit for super effective, but I have other ways to deal with Hitmontop anyway. Against T-Tar and Excadrill, I do no damage whatsoever. I can only Intimidate. So yeah, I don't know exactly how I feel about this, but this is definitely pretty different from what I've gone with typically. So we see Salamence and Hitmontop from my opponent's end against my Rotom and Aegislash, which I would say is definitely an advantageous matchup for me, just because the Intimidate doesn't affect me at all. Hitmontop is in a position where it can't really do too much, and Rotom can burn either of these Pokemon. So, let's see. Salamence probably wants the Tailwind. Now, I actually don't really mind Hitmontop with these 2 Pokemon out. Rotom's probably going to get faked out, but I think I'm just going to go for a Z move into the Salamence, and I'm just going to try to burn the Hitmontop. Not that I expect to get it off, but I think Hitmontop here either fakes out the Rotom or switches out. I guess the one scary thing is if it has Helping Hand and Salamence has something like Flamethrower or Fire Blast, that would actually maybe knock out Aegislash. But Salamence actually switches out, maybe into Tyranitar. That's a really good switch. Yeah, that was really good. Baited out my Z move, and if Rotom gets faked out, that's kind of bad for me. Yep, looks like I am getting faked out. Really nice play by my opponent there to burn my Z move immediately. So that's good for my opponent's end. It's still not the worst for me, but obviously it makes things a little bit trickier. This next turn I'm probably just going to want to double protect. Although I am worried. I don't know what the Tyranitar is carrying. Actually, yeah, I'm not going to protect with Rotom, I think. I'm just going to Will-O-Wisp it. So I'm going to get the never-ending Nightmare against the Tyranitar, which should not do very much damage. But it might be enough where a Will-O-Wisp, a Hydro Pump or a Flash Cannon can knock it out. Hard to say with Sand Up. Probably not. But Rotom is faster than Hitmontop. That shouldn't be too surprising, but we do confirm that based off who takes Sandstorm damage first. Okay. So, now I'm gonna... King Shielding here is so obvious with Aegislash. So part of me wants to take a really big gamble and actually just attack with Aegislash. Because surely you expect Aegislash to King Shield. Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna gamble a little bit this turn. And it would just be so much safer too, but I just can't see my opponent. You've got to predict Aegislash to King Shield. Do I want to play risky? I'll play a little bit risky. I'm going to Shadow Ball Hitmontop and Will-O-Wisp the Tyranitar. Let's see if this pays off. Hitmontop switches out. That's a good sign. Into Salamence. Yep, that's what I expected at least. The more important question is, the Tyranitar just go for like a crunch? I think you might want to Dragon Dance if it is the Dragon Dance variant. Otherwise, just like go for a crunch onto Rotom. I'm faster too. Nice. Okay, awesome. So it's not Scarf Tar, which is also good to confirm, which means my Tar in the back will definitely outspeed it, as well as Excadrill. It's slower than Aegislash too. Whoa. Definitely didn't anticipate that. And it does Dragon Dance. Okay, nice. So my decision to not King Shield there with Aegislash does end up working out. This ends up actually being even more interesting now because I know Tyranitar is slow, which like really slow, slower than Aegislash, which I didn't anticipate. So now I gotta wonder what Salaman's moveset my opponent has. Because if it has like Earthquake or a Fire type attack, you can knock out Aegislash, but a lot of the Salamence running around are, you know, that Tailwind variant. I think it's probably safer still to just King Shield Aegislash here. I don't want to play aggressive this turn around, especially since I did last turn. And I think I'm just going to go for the knockout here onto the Salamence. Although in retrospect, actually Salamence doesn't really threaten my team at all. But it just protects here. That's fine. I'll take that. I mean, by putting my Aegislash back into shield form, like, now Tyranitar surely won't be able to knock me out. It's at -1 already to begin with. And I'm faster, so next turn I could maybe even Hydro Pump it. So Salamen's not attacking there might mean that... Wait, we actually just see an Assurance. And it goes into Aegislash. Awesome. So now Tyranitar is really useless on my opponent's end. And that's why I wanted to, you know, play it safe this turn around. Like, there's little reason to play aggressive with Aegislash. Sure, I can threaten with some damage, but I'm not sure if Flash Cannon would knock out the Tyranitar. And... you know, I might as well just... because Aegislash is really good against my opponent's team. You know, we've seen Tyranitar, Salamence, and Hitmontop, and Aegislash has a really good matchup against all of those. So, given how that played out, now I think I'm just going to Flash Cannon the Tyranitar and Thunderbolt Salamence. Just because I don't want to risk missing Hydro Pump. And Flash Cannon might knock out Tyranitar. Tyranitar here might also be inclined to switch out. Part of me, now I'm thinking about it, maybe I should have went for Shadow Ball instead, but I don't really mind going... it's actually Salamence switching out, so maybe Excadrill coming in. Yeah. That's a nice switch on my opponent's end for sure, but I don't mind that either. And Tyranitar just Rock Slides, and I double avoid. I mean, the damage obviously would have been pretty much negligible. It's more of trying to get a flinch. And yeah, it's pretty unfortunate obviously, but I'll take that. So I knock out the Tyranitar here probably. Oh, actually it hangs on. Okay. Oh, and it's weakness policy. That's really cool. The thing is, though, we'll faint from 2 turns of burn. So I'm just going to double protect this next turn. Yeah, like, obviously, my opponent was basically hoping for a flinch onto the Aegislash. I'm not actually sure Tyranitar faints here. Huh. We'll see. And Sandstorm's about to expire, which is good, because that means Excadrill gets slowed down, but I'm just going to King Shield Protect here. Yeah. So even though I have the upper hand right now, it's still really far from over, because my opponent's made a couple of good switch-ins. I wish I Will-O-Wisp the Salamence instead of Thunderbolting, because Will-O-Wisp would have covered all my options, so I put a little, like... yeah, that wasn't the best, just because had I burned Excadrill, I feel like the game more or less would have been locked up for me. Just because now Aegislash just, you know, beats my opponent's entire team. And I still have to worry about, you know, Tyranitar did get the boost from weakness policy, so it's still going to hit for decent damage now. We just see an Iron Head coming out, yep, and probably another Assurance into the Rotom slot. Yeah. But might as well play safe there with Excadrill, don't want to take any risks. And Tyranitar actually does manage to hang on. Okay. But the thing is, now I'm, like, Tyranitar should be faster, so I don't have to worry about the Assurance combinations. I don't really have a great switch-in into Drill Run, though. In fact, I really don't have any switch-ins. If he's Life Orb, Drill Run would just knock me out. That's kind of bad. I think I want to go for the Will-O-Wisp and switch out Aegislash into Excadrill. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for that. I'll sack my Excadrill, and I'll just try to neuter my opponent's Excadrill by burning it, because I don't think a Hydro Pump would knock it out. And if it's burned, then even if I bring out my Tyranitar and set up the sand, I'm still in an okay position. So, a couple of things. Yeah, like, that was a nice play by my opponent. Not targeting the Aegislash slot. I could have maybe capitalized by attacking there, but I wanted to stall up the sand. And, ooh, it's Ground DMZ? Yeah, it is. So Excadrill still is faster. I'm okay with that. I will gladly trade my Excadrill for the Z move on my opponent's Excadrill. Because Tyranitar should faint here. It shouldn't be able to knock me out. It should activate my Citrus Berry. And if I hit the Will-O-Wisp on Excadrill, that puts me in a really good position for Aegislash to close out this game. Still going to be close, though. It's still anyone's game at this point in the game. Yeah, so unfortunately Tech Rage will knock out my Excadrill. But I'm okay with that. And we just see an Assurance. It should not knock me out, given that I haven't taken any damage. Yeah, I'd take that pretty easily, actually. Alright, so please hit this Will-O-Wisp, Rotom. Please, 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 please. I'm begging you. Can you do it? Okay, nice. One of the interesting decisions always is like whether to Will-O-Wisp or Hydro Pump. I went for Will-O-Wisp there because I wasn't sure what item the Excadrill had. It could be Sash, and if it's Sashed and it still sticks around, that's pretty bad for me. So I decided to try to get the knockout onto it. Now I gotta wonder what's coming in. I think it might be Salamence. If it's Hitmontop, is that really bad for me? Not really. I think... maybe Aegislash is actually just a better switch in, yeah. Just because I burned Excadrill and it doesn't have Life Orb, so Drill Run really shouldn't be able to knock me out at this point. And the Excadrill has a terrible matchup against my Rotom. Yep, it is Salamence coming in. Okay. So my opponent might try to go for a Tailwind at this point. But that's okay with me. I could King Shield. Do I really want a King Shield? Because you might protect Excadrill here. King Shielding doesn't accomplish much there, though. Maybe I'll just attack here, yeah. I'll just Shadow Ball, Salamence, and Hydro Pump. And my DS is dying, so I do need to plug it in. But this is a really intense game. Oh, Excadrill switches out. Huh. I don't really get that one. Maybe it's a eject button, but like, why would you just switch Hitmontop in for damage? I mean, I'll take that. And Salamence does Mega Evolve. You either maybe it Earthquakes here. That would make sense. But that wouldn't knock me out. And if that is the case, then I guess Scarftar wouldn't outspeed. Oh, whoa, what? Roost. Okay, I definitely did not see that coming, but that's pretty cool. Hydro Pump does miss, unfortunately. That kind of sucks, but oh well. Alright, I'm gonna get my charger. Which is my laptop, but I plug it in to my laptop for USB because my other laptop is completely plugged in. Oh, that's music. Okay. So Shadow Ball does a ton to Salamence here still. I have to worry about Sucker Punch. He might just fake out Roost, but I don't think I can take the risk of getting Sucker Punched. So I'm going to King Shield. And I'll just try to knock out Mence with the Thunderbolt. I'm running out of time here, actually, so I should keep that in mind. Ooh, Mence switches out. Interesting, into Excadrill. That's a nice play, especially if Hitmontop close combats Rotom, which very likely could happen. That was a really good play. Oh, no, just fake out. Okay. So I'm okay with that then, because my opponent's still kind of in an awkward position. Like, my opponent has made really good switch-ins this game, definitely. But Hitmontop shouldn't be able to do too much here. I mean, worst case is it close combats my Rotom. My goal should be to knock out Excadrill. It's just like Tyranitar in the back is just in an awkward position. Like I could Hydro Pump Excadrill, Shadow Ball, Hitmontop. I'm running out of time, so I actually really need to be quick with my moves. I think Excadrill might protect here, so I'm gonna double up on Hitmontop. Yeah, I'll do that. Let's see. Oh no, it just goes for an Iron Head. Okay. For 9 damage. So it's going for a flinch hit. Oh, that's frustrating. If I had Hydro Pumped, I probably would have just won the game there. I do crit the Hitmontop. It is faster. It does get the close combat off. Does that knock me out? Wow, it does. So the awkward thing is now I'm setting up the sand for my opponent. But Excadrill is burned. So for the first question I have is how fast... Yeah, I guess I should have just Hydro Pumped. I just didn't think I wasn't sure what Hitmontop was going for. I mean, it was probably going for close combat. So I guess, yeah, with the special defense drop, Shadow Ball would have knocked it out anyway. So I should have just tried to Hydro Pump Excadrill. That was like an overly aggressive read that had little reward. So yeah, now it's like if my opponent's faster, you kind of have to double up onto the Tyranitar. It's Roost Mence too, which makes things like weirder. But like a Iron Head or a Joran wouldn't knock out Tyranitar. If Salamence just goes for like a Hyper Voice or a Double Edge, that wouldn't knock me out either. Do I want to attack here with Aegislash? Probably not. I want to make an aggressive play, but I feel like I should make an aggressive play. I'm running out of time. No, I'm gonna play it safe. Oh, King Shield. And should I Assurance? No, I think I'll just go for the superpower. No, actually, oh, I Ice Punched Mence. I don't know about this one. God, I hate this timer. Ah, Mence protects. Good play. I guess I say a superpower then. Probably, yeah. Oh, what? Wow, I did not see that coming. Swords Dance? What? That's crazy. I mean, you probably just Iron Head now, right? I think I lose now, actually, because of that. I also don't have any time. Holy crap. I got way too distracted. Oh, he has... What? He's Earthquake, too? He doesn't have Protect? Wait, but I survive with both. What? I win. Right? What is this game? I have a lot to say, but what is this game? Yeah, okay, I'll explain a bunch after this. I just need to, like, focus on the game right now. I've been so distracted, just making moves and everything. Okay, Excadrill's gonna faint from one more turn to burn, so I just need a King Shield. I need to get it in on time, though. Oh my gosh. Okay, King Shield. I think I'm good. Why is he protecting? Don't you just faint from burn? What the heck is going on? I win, right? I'm pretty sure I win. Please tell me that's enough to knock it out from burn. What the heck was that game? Okay, I have so much to say. First of all, I don't think I played very well overall, and I think my opponent played quite well. Like, really, really good switches. And I think I had a very good lead, or like basically I had a lot of momentum going my way when I got the burn onto Tyranitar. But then the weakness policy activated, and then it didn't faint from the 2 turns of sand, and an Excadrill came out, was able to get a full knockout with the Z move after you protected Aegislash, and so momentum was slightly swaying over. Alright, Mayhem from Spain with a rating of 1500 for our next opponent of the day. That last game was still super, super crazy. There was just so much that went into it, yeah. I mean, at the end game there, it was just, like, I locked myself into Ice Punch instead of Superpower because of the fact that it was like Ice Punch would knock out Salamence, so it would also do some damage to the Excadrill, enough where Ice Punch plus Shadow Ball would knock it out, whereas Superpower, if I'm locked into that against a Scar or a Salamence that has a Roost, it might not go as well for me. So that was really crazy. I wasn't playing super well at the end game, I think. My opponent made some really good switches, but fortunately I was able to clutch out with the win. But one more turn and I would have lost that one. So this next one is a Trick Room team, Kangaskhan, Mimilax, the Torkoal Lilligant, and the Ranguru. So it resembles, 3 of the 16 Pokemon that I used on my very first VGC 17 team with the Ranguru, Torkoal, and the Lilligant. So Mega Kangaskhan, only possible Mega Evolution on my opponent's team. Bunch of potential Z moves. You'd expect probably Mimikyu, maybe the Lilligant as well. So let's see how I want to approach this one. Solomon's Bulu might be my best course of option, just because I can Hyper Voice and Z move to potentially just knock something out. I think I'm going to go Solomon's Bulu. Definitely want Tyranitar. And for the last one, Rotom maybe? Excadrill maybe? Both of those make some sense. I think I'll go Rotom, yeah. It's like decently bulky, gets damage off, can Will-O-Wisp things as well, so... Alright, let's go into this one. Hard Trick Room is always really scary to go up against. Yeah, like... Because it's a relatively... you see what's coming, but it's sometimes really hard to stop. Especially, like, the biggest fear right now I have is Kangaskhan and a Ranguru, just because I can't deny Trick Room if you fake out my Bulu. And I feel like that might be coming. But it's Mimilax. Okay, I'd much rather see that. And the reason why I'd much rather see Mimilax is because I can just Hyper Voice and Z-move Mimikyu. So the only downside here is if the Mimikyu is Focus Sashed. That'd actually be... So maybe I want to Z-move Snorlax instead. Just like, do I think my opponent's running Sash Mimikyu? Like, I would, most people run, obviously, the Z-move on Mimikyu. So I'm just going to Mega Evolve, Hyper Voice, and Bloom Doom. Oh, wait, that's the stronger Bloom Doom, right? Yeah. Just want to double check because I do have 2 grass type attacks on this. Hyper Voice and yeah, Wood Hammer. And that should knock out the Mimikyu. And as Trick Room doesn't go up, I should be good in this game. But we'll see. Like, I also contemplated Z-moving Snorlax because it probably wants the Belly Drum here, but I'd rather deny Trick Room because I don't care if Snorlax Belly Drums. And Snorlax protects, which is perfect. So as long as this isn't Sash Mimikyu, I mean, I did probably the best play I could have made here. Regardless, it's actually good because Snorlax doesn't Belly Drum, so even if Mimikyu gets the Trick Room up, like, if you want to attack, you still have to Belly Drum the next turn. So, Disguise is broken. I'm going for the Z move now, just to ensure knockout. And if you're not Sash, that's a fainted Mimikyu. And if Mimikyu's gone, that makes this game so much easier, because now I don't have to worry about Trick Room. Snorlax didn't Belly Drum, so if it wants the Belly Drum, it has to do it next turn. And this is definitely a Belly Drum set, given that it has Protect as well. You know, typically it's like Belly Drum or Cycle, Return, slash some normal type attack, maybe Facade, and then Protect. And you're not going to run Protect on a Curse set. Let's see, is it Sashed? Okay, nice. For a second, I thought there was a little bit of red, and I thought it was Sash, and my heart stopped for a moment, but that's good. So that's part of the reason why I like having Bulu. Like, Bulu is just so strong. Bulu and Aegislash plus Salamence or Tyranitar means you can normally knock out Trick Room users immediately. So Kangaskhan comes in, but I'm fine with that. So I'm probably going to want a Tailwind now, actually. Yeah, I do want a Tailwind. I'm going to Tailwind, and I'm just going to go... I'm going to aggressively target down the Snorlax slot, because... like, if it gets a Belly Drum off, that could be annoying, especially if I ignore that slot. Of course, I could get faked out on Bulu, and Snorlax could just go for a Belly Drum, but Snorlax actually switches out, which is kind of interesting, into a Oranguru. So my opponent can still set up Trick Room, which is scary. It's actually very scary. And Kang Mega evolves. Kangaskhan does get access to Ice Punch. I don't think Ice Punch should knock my Salamence out. Most likely wants to fake out, if I had to guess, the Bulu. Let's see. No, it fakes out Mence. Oh, that's really good for me. The reason why it's really good for me is because my opponent brought in the Oranguru, so I get a free Wood Hammer off against Oranguru. Yeah, that does so much. And it's not even buried Oranguru, so now it should be in KO range of a Double Edge or a Wood Hammer. So that's good, because now my opponent definitely does not get Trick Room up. Yeah, I'm just going to double up on that slot. It could Protect, but if it protects, that means I get a free switch in into... And it does protect, okay. But I'm okay with this, because Trick Room is still not going up, and that's what's more important. Salamence, of course, being faster, so I get to learn a little bit more about Kangaskhan here. It actually does have Ice Punch. Okay, there you go. Targeting Bulu instead. Yeah, what? You shouldn't be Ice Punching. You should be just returning or double edging. Or, I guess it's... I'm trying to remember what the base power... I mean, return is what, 102? And Ice Punch is... I'm pretty sure Return does more with Stab than Ice Punch does. I think Ice Punch is base 70, so that's 140, whereas Return would be, if it's 102, 153. So, yeah, I was kind of curious. I'm going to go for the same play, just Double Edge, Horn Leech again. Like, the reason why I doubled up into a Oranguru there was because, like, worst case, Kangaskhan knocks something out, and Oranguru actually switches out. I actually think that's a good play on my opponent's end, just to keep the Trick Room option alive. But now you've got in a Snorlax, which is... Wow, that Double Edge does a lot, actually. Jeez. It did a lot more than I expected. Yeah, so, I don't know. I played really safe the last couple of turns, but I'm okay with how that's gone so far. And Ice Punch going into Bulu again. Is probably the correct call, just because Bulu is so darn offensive right now. But now I can just bring in Tyranitar. Yeah. I wonder if, like, if Snorlax doesn't have high horsepower, I could have actually just brought in Aegislash, and Aegislash would have walled Snorlax completely. But now I can just Double Edge Assurance. Do I want to lock myself into Assurance? Yeah, that seems fine. Double Edge Assurance. I've already procced the Berry, And I know I'm faster with both of these Pokemon, and because my Salamence is max speed, it actually outspeeds, and Snorlax protects, so that should win me the game, unless Kangaskhan Sucker Punch, like, double crits me. Yep, no Sucker Punch coming out. So that plus Assurance surely should not get. I didn't want a Hyper Voice just because I wasn't sure Hyper Voice would be enough. Double Edge, I'm surprised by how much Double Edge is doing. I mean, of course, Salamence is really strong, but I feel like maybe my opponent's Pokemon just aren't very bulky at all. Although, like Snorlax, Mega Snorlax, you normally, or not Mega Snorlax, regular Snorlax, you normally want to be decently bulky. So Grassy Terrain disappears, but that's fine. Snorlax is protected, so I know it can't protect this next turn. So, I mean, now the question is, does my opponent want to risk going for a double protect? I think I'm just going to Assurance Ranger to be safe and double edge the Snorlax. Yeah. Because, obviously, like, the play I could make is just doubling up into Snorlax. I also don't think a Hyper Voice will not get angry, which is why I'm not going for it. Okay, my opponent just ends up forfeiting, so nice. We did get the win there. Basically, yeah, this matchup came down to me having to deny Trick Room, because I lose if Snorlax gets the Belly Drum off, because I don't have anything to really beat Snorlax under Trick Room. Although Aegislash actually could have been a decent call, just because Snorlax did reveal Protect, and so it's likely it didn't have high horsepower. Instead, you run Belly Drum, normal type attack like Return, Facade, Double Edge, Recycle, and Protect. Although I guess like you could choose not to run Recycle, but that's a decision that I'm not sure I'd really agree with. So that was definitely not as crazy as the first one, but fortunately we were able to deny Trick Room. Like the turn 1 worked out perfectly, and then my opponent made some good plays to try to claw his way back into it, but I feel like it's just like that team has a very set strategy, and if it doesn't execute it well, then it kind of just loses. And Kangaskhan did a Ice Punch, which was pretty interesting, but yeah, I think Bulu could have fainted a turn earlier if my opponent just went for Return or Double Edge, depending on what normal type attack it had. Maybe it had Facade, though, which would make some more sense. Or maybe I'm just doing the math wrong. I don't remember the base power of Ice Punch. I thought it was 70 or 75, but I could be wrong. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching, as always. If you enjoyed, please show your support by leaving a like, and I'll catch you guys next time. Alright, peace.